Welcome back, folks, to Let's Replay Stonekeep, and when last we left off, we're exploring the central area of the ruins of Stonekeep, the first level. This area is full of Shaga, and has one of the first boss encounters in the game. We haven't found that yet. We've recently stepped into the blacksmiths, and we found a treasure chest that we can't yet open. We'll be opening that a little bit later. For now, we're going to continue exploring the central area, armed with an arrow, ready at all times to kill anything that's foolish enough to get in our way. Also, there's something to read here. You can't read things with something in your hand.
Blacksmithy.
We've already found that out, Drake, but thanks anyway. We're going to head this way, and see if there are any Shaga who'd like to say hello. Not yet. Give it time, someone will come along. Any enemies around the corner? We can hear one. There's somebody walking up there. And another enemy walking up there. And eventually, they will come this way. There's one of them. Hello. Have an arrow. You fool! You stood way too close to that arrow. And no other enemies that we can see yet. Give it time, more enemies will appear. But not right now. There isn't one round the corner. There is something that we can read though.
Council room.
That sounds important. We will be entering there soon enough. Nothing round there so far. But if we arm ourselves with an arrow, we may be pleasantly surprised. Or not pleasantly surprised, as the case may be. There's the sound of a fire here, and if we step back, we will, try and avoid something, because something is going to be thrown at us. A few things are going to be thrown at us, actually. Mainly skulls at the moment. It won't always be skulls. Eventually, it will probably be rocks. This Shaga has quite a lot of skulls to throw. And they will deal a tiny bit of damage if they hit you. We don't want them to hit us, we don't have that much health right now, and that is a rock. That dealt 2 points of damage. This Shaga has quite a lot of ammunition left. Gotta be careful. Maybe the Shaga has now run out of ammunition. Either way, we're now going to deal with that Shaga, using an arrow or two. Hello, how are you? Guess what? Aha! You are dead. There's something in this fire. A dagger with a different coloured handle. There's 2 of them, and they're actually really decent weapons. They emit fireballs rather than anything else when you attack with them. We need to be very careful of this fire. If we actually step forward right now, we'll take a lot of damage. But if we position ourselves so that we don't step into the fire and then back away, we don't step through the fire, and thus we don't take any damage. You have to be very particular with that. And what's in here? But a green potion. And another green potion. We don't know what those do, so we're going to have a look at our journal and see if the item thing can help us. If we go to the beginning of the map section and then turn back, we can have a look at these. This is a decanter with a green brew and a light green potion. This blade is warm, that is the hint to say that this has some sort of magical property. This axe is weighted for throwing, you can use it as a melee weapon, it's not the greatest melee weapon, and a slightly battered helm, and a quarterstaff and a standard hammer. We want to hold on to everything here. We will find other people that can better use the weapons that we're not going to use. We need to be very careful of this fire, there we go. And be mindful of the areas that we have not yet explored, which actually isn't that much. There isn't that much to this area. We definitely want to go and heal eventually, and have a look at every little area that we haven't yet explored. Like here. Nothing there, for instance, but there might be something else nearby. There's something over here, for instance. And we also hear some footsteps. We don't know where they're coming from, so we need to be careful. This is locked. We can open it though. Enemies won't attack through doors. Always something to consider. Any foes in here? There are most likely foes. Hello you, how are you? We need to be careful because it's very unlikely that we're going to be able to attack you with an arrow. We can try though. Ah, you're going that way. That's quite handy, because then we can throw an arrow at you when you appear. Unless an enemy comes from down that corner and throws something at us. You completely ignored us. You really shouldn't have ignored us, because we have an arrow ready to kill you with. Like that. Excellent. You also had quite a lot of rocks. We really didn't want to get hit by any of those rocks. And so, we're going to move forward. Very carefully. There are quite a lot of things in here, including a dagger that we really want. There we go. And so, forward we very carefully step. There is a dead Sharga there. I wonder how that Sharga died. Either way, oh, that's how the Sharga died. There is a trap here. You need to be very careful of that trap, and we are on the wrong side of that trap. That was the game giving you a hint that, hey, maybe something isn't right here. And there is one enemy there. We also have practically no health, so what we're going to do is we're going to save, because we might not even survive the return journey through that trap. There we go. You'll notice now that the cursor is red, because we are practically on no health at all. And if we're very careful, we can step into here, and we can kill this enemy without this enemy knowing we're here. And there are two more of them. That is what the game does that's very sneaky, and if we're lucky, we might be able to kill this enemy before this enemy kills us. We have 6 health. That was way too close for comfort. You could have seen that if you'd have turned to the left and noticed that there was something wrong there. You could see a little bit to the left when you turn, and that would have said, hey, there are some Sharga here. There are also quite a lot of scrolls and a lot of healing items. We really want those healing items. We're not going to use them right now, but we really do want them. We also want to read all of these scrolls. Let's start reading, shall we?
Sorcery 28 Rakshir. Sub-Fendis Corzin recording the log. Fendis Raphael has left on important business to the Dwarven realms. Until he returns in a 10-night, Tardis 8 Rakshir. I am in charge of the guards of the keep.
Fair enough. It's some good information to know, and scrolls do stack, so that's one downside, is that if you want to find a particular scroll, you're going to have to go through every single scroll in that stack. Let's have a look at this one now, shall we?
Tardis 4 Rakshir. I am having difficulty dealing with some of the men. They have heard the rumors of the coming of darkness, and they persist in believing that the rumors are real. I must post more guards to prevent deserters.
Fair enough. And there is one more thing to read here.
Tardis 5 Rakshir. Word has just come to me that the tunnels in the Dwarven realm have been overrun with, of all things, monsters. I promptly had the messenger, Genk Taurus, discipline.
I think that might have been a bad idea, because we'll find out why when we get there. We can't destroy that. We can't even step into that area, so we're just going to press this switch here. What does it do? If we press it again, it does a certain thing concerning that trap. What we want to do is we want to press this so it's like that, and that way we won't die horribly when we step into this area. It's a little bit obvious if you stand still that there is a trap there. There are 6 holes in the wall. We're going to save though, just in case I haven't set that correctly. Let's step forward, and we are not going to die. Right now, anyway. We may die later, because my, do we have absolutely no health whatsoever. But we will smash this chair. And this table, too! Haha! Was there a reason to do that? No. No, there wasn't. But hey, we did it anyway. There's a dagger, though. Always a good thing to grab. And we'll get another arrow ready. Also, I like to note that when I picked those scrolls up manually, they were just placed there, separately. We don't really need to pay attention to the fact that those are separately placed. Anything here? No. What about over here? We have practically no health. We really don't want to die right now. All of these doors are currently locked, and I imagine that we have a key or two that might open some of them. Do we want to open some of them, though? That does not open that one. Okay, and I dropped the key. We want to hold on to that. What about this one? Yes. in here appears to be an area that we've been in before. The music will change now, because we are now back outside. This is a good way to get out to the areas that we've already been to, and if we wanted to go back to the fountain, we could do so right now. At the moment, I want to keep exploring the area that we've already partway through exploring. So we'll just finish exploring up here, and then... that does not open that, not surprisingly. And then we will go and heal up at the fountain. It's rather important that we do so. We're nearly done here anyway. There's not much more to explore. There's this little area. Nothing here. Something here, though. A healing root. Always good to find one of them. Now, consulting the map, there really isn't that much more to show off. There's a little area there, and a bit of an area to the south, and we're going to fill in these bits of the map. There's here, for instance. That is a jammed door. And there's this door, which leads to the council room, that is currently locked. There's also a way to get to this room from the south of this area. That's also currently locked. But we'll show it off anyway. We're probably going to be going in the other way. Down here is a little area that we may or may not have been in. We have not been here yet. We must be very careful of this area, specifically because we haven't been here yet. There's a door that's locked. We have only 2 keys. It's either this key, the other key, or a key we don't have. It's not that key. It's that key. Excellent. In here appears to be nothing. There's definitely something in here. A barrel. That's about it. Sometimes the game will throw you off guard by having a room where you think something might happen, and then nothing happens. Occasionally it does that. Does this open with this? The answer is yes. And I believe that this leads to outside as well. And this actually leads to a better area, because this is closer to the healing fountain. We're definitely going to want to use that healing fountain soon. But not right now. I'd like to tempt fate a tiny bit more by going in here. Anything in here? Doesn't seem like it. So we'll just grab this and destroy that and have a look at this pile of dirt. There's something here though. 1 healing root. And a coin. We always want coins. Coins are really difficult to see. They're really small and sometimes you will lose track of them. Try not to. They're not useful right now, but they certainly will be later. Alright, we've pretty much explored everything that we can here without fighting a really difficult fight. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over to that healing fountain now, because with 6 health we are not going to be able to kill anything. This fight will most certainly be the death of us if we decide to fight at 6 health. We do have a lot more than 6 after all. Alright, up we go! And that will bring us here. And we also want the music. Much better. And just for completion's sake, we'll go this way round so that we can reveal that part of the map. There is the giant Shaga, and over here is where we want to go. Excellent. We're feeling much better now. This will restore our health a little bit every single time we click. You can keep drinking it after you get to maximum health. Doesn't do anything though. We may get something later that will allow us to take advantage of that even when we're not nearby. But not just yet. Alright, we want to head... I'm heading completely the wrong way round, aren't I? Yes, indeed I am. Typical me. Ah well, down we go. Now that we have 100 health, we are far better equipped to take care of this fight. It's still a very tricky fight, however. We're going to be very careful when dealing with this. Not that way, but down here. Or have I already walked past it? The answer is no. It's always worth checking. The maps never get too big, though they can get very complicated later. In here we go. We could actually fight this encounter from this direction. We could. Why not, I suppose? There are 2 ways, as I said, that you can fight this. You can go from the north, or you can go from the south. Both of them lead to the same fight, because this is one room with 2 entrances. We want this key. Excellent. And you'll see there, 2 Shaga. They are bigger Shaga than the other ones. They are also tougher Shaga than the other ones. We definitely want to save here. And if we walk up to these Shaga, we'll actually have a conversation with them. It's not much of a conversation, but it's a conversation. Hello, how are you two?
You're not welcome here. Grithic, stop you now. Gothic not want to stop monster. Gothic think Shax stop monster. Gothic and Shax get the monster.
I don't think that we're going to be friends.
You are very right, we are immediately going to leave. If we spend too long trying to leave, the 2 Shaga will block our way out. And these are not typical Shaga. If we throw an arrow, they'll move away. Because if they don't move away, they'll be in some serious trouble. We could go in there and fight them in hand-to-hand combat. It's a really bad idea. They're really tricky. They deal a lot of damage and they have quite a lot of health, but we do need to kill them. For one, we need to get a key that they're guarding. But we can go in this way as well. And you'll note that one of the Shaga went this way. Now this is unlocked as well. And one of them is there. We could throw an arrow very sneakily in and then just run back out. Good idea! And we missed. Not good. Not good at all. There are other things we could do though. We could throw an arrow there as well. Should probably hit. Aha! Excellent. You're going to run away now. And if we run in, we can get a few easy hits in. One and another. And now we need to be very careful about getting out of here. We could take advantage of this type of combat for quite a bit, at least until we run out of arrows. Aha! And that is another easy hit, and you'll note we can't pick that arrow up. That's because of the very specific placement where it fell. We can get a few easy hits in here though. We gotta be careful though, because we don't want to get blocked in. And now you've moved there once again, and now we can pick this arrow up for some reason. Aha! One of them is down. And you'll notice that there is an orb there that has suddenly started doing things. We want to pick this orb up. We're going to do so right now. And you'll notice that while that conversation happened, all we could hear was the sound of that Shaga running towards us. Sounds overlap in this game. We'll throw an arrow here, and you are also dead. Marvellous. We want to pick up a few other things here. We want to pick that up, this up, that up, our arrow back, and a few other things, like for instance, everything that these Shaga have. Not punching, but by just picking it up. Anything that we haven't seen before? Oh look, a key! That key is a handy key, and there's also a scroll.
Council members, the enchantment on the Silver Dragon statuette has been finished, as per your instructions. Passageway to the Dwarven Realms has been secured. Mage Icarius.
This is a definitely not subtle hint that we need to find a Silver Dragon statuette at some point, because we're going to need it to open up the way to the Dwarven Realms. There are things here, like this. This opens up this area. There are quite a lot of nice things here, like some more flasks of oil, and another healing potion, and another one of the green potions, and another green potion. And that's pretty much it. But hey, finding that was really useful, and also finding some tables and chairs that we can break with our sword. Really useful. Would we want to do this for any particular reason? No, not really. It's entirely pointless. But there is something we do want to do though. Now that we have this key, we can go back to the blacksmiths and we can open that chest. We could also open all the other locks on this level that we couldn't open before, because that key is the third and final key we need for this level. We want to go this way, I believe, into the armory, and go and have a look in that one thing we couldn't open. It's over here, and I'm surprised they didn't open it. Then again, maybe they didn't want to use the stuff in here. Excellent. We want what's in here. Here is a metal shield, by far much better than the wooden shield that we had. And that's all that's in there. Definitely worth getting, though. Definitely worth getting. And before we go and leave this level, we're going to very quickly go and recuperate at the healing fountain. You'll notice that even though we fought quite a difficult fight there, we didn't use any of our consumables. That's because, if you're careful, you don't have to. We want to, I think, go this way to get out of here. There is one particular route that we need to go, and we haven't yet gone there. But for now, we're just going to leave and heal up, and then we'll finish off our exploration of this floor and head down to the next floor. We're still alone, although we are very well equipped. We won't be alone forever, and we pretty much explored all this floor has to offer us. There are a few little bits I haven't been to, but they don't really contain anything important. Unless they have loads of secrets that I haven't found, but I'm not likely to find them anyway. The healing fountain is here and very convenient. It won't be here and very convenient for much longer. Excellent. Drink well. For now we are at full health, and I have to say, there was much arrow throwing in that fight. Fine arrow throwing indeed, Drake. For when we come back, folks, we're going to go and head down to the next floor. If you thought the Shagas were challenging here, there are far more challenging foes that await us. Much more difficult foes that will require different strategies to defeat. That is, if we didn't have arrows that we could just throw at them. But hey, not all enemies will be easily defeated by the arrows. Some of them will take multiple arrows. We will get a bow eventually. Eventually. So, I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.